तो ये अगर समझ में आ जाए मैंने कि देख अपन है ये तो नहीं है, वो है साथ में, तो अपना चलना है ना पीना सब उसकी वजह से है। तो हकीकत समझ में आ जावे तो अपनों जिक्र में जब अपना ध्यान भी लग जावे ना, अपने को पता चले कि कितना इजी है, नॉट हार्ड टू गेट असल में वासल था वो इजी है, और समझ आनी चाहिए और अब प्रैक्टिस होनी चाहिए, प्रैक्टिस होनी चाहिए। समझ तो बहुत है पर प्रैक्टिस कम है, नॉलेज भी बहुत है पर प्रैक्टिकल इतना नहीं है, हरदम याद करना चाहिए कि चाहे बोला रिमेम्बरेंस।
So the question is practice, right?
Practice.
That we all have the knowledge to some extent.
हाँ, पैसा भी मोला बापा 4 થી 5 तो जाने मोला बापा नो फरमान છે કરવું જ કરી।
Right.
पहले तो मैं है ना कभी नहीं उठती थी तो मुझे करूँ नहीं करूँ करूँ नहीं करूँ करूँ नहीं करूँ, पीछे है ना मैं एक मेरे को घर में कोई लाइन देता था जैसे आप देते हैं ना ऐसा, तो वो लेडी बोली कि सपोज यू आर नॉट गेट तो उठे तो बहुत सारू, મોલા બાપાનું ફરમાન છે કે તમે 4 થી 5 કરો, એ વેળા નૂરની વેળા છે, તમારો મન બી લાગશે અને કોસ્મિક રેસ આર કમિંગ ઓન ધેટ ટાઈમ,
Right.
તો યુ વિલ ગેટ મોર બેનિફિટ।
Right.
પણ સપોઝ કે આપણે ઘણી વખત નથી ઉઠી શકતા ને, મેં કીધું ઘણી વખત મન આપણે ઉઠીએ જ પણ જાગીએ જ બરાબર 3 વાગે ખુદાને કે ઉઠાડી છે 3:30 કે 4 માં, પછી બરાબર 4 વાગ્યાના ટાઈમ पे भी નિંદર આવે કે ઉઠી નથી શકતી ને, તો પછી ક્યાં તો કરું નહીં કરું એમ થાય મને, પણ બાઈ કીધું કરવાની, you can do it because Mola Bapa is hardam with you, but if you doing 4-5 you will get more benefits, but if you are not getting up then गिरिया जारी करने भी स्टार्ट करो for half an hour 1 hour, you will get good energy।
Yeah.
પછી ક્યારે ક્યારે ના ઉઠું તો વચ્ચે કરી નાખું જ્યારે બી ઉઠ્યો ત્યારે।
Yeah, it's good to
રેગ્યુલર નથી, હા ક્યારે ક્યારે રહી જવાય છે।
it's a everyday practice.
Everyday practice.
It's everyday practice.
पर रिमेम्बर तो એને હર ઘડી કરે, દિવસમાં 24 કલાક કામ કરતા કરતા બી આપણે એને યાદ કરી શકીએ।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल।
रांधता हुए रोटली बनाता है काम करता है तो भी याद कर सकते हैं।
The question is that we are remembering him all the time and we are trying our best to remember, right? But even then sometimes we forget. The question is, why do we forget? And then if we were to ask ourselves, have we elevated ourselves? You know, it is easy, but have we elevated ourselves? So there are few more things for us to learn. Number one, when we talk of knowledge, knowledge also has so many levels. Every level when you get to, it's a level of ishq. When you go to another level, you keep going further to get more ishq. A time comes in your lifetime that knowledge becomes so one with you that you cannot do anything or you cannot think of anything else but that. Then it is hard to distinguish between your worldly life and the spiritual life, because your spiritual life becomes one with your physical life. But it is kind of investment, right? It is your desire, ichha. If you desire to do that, then it only happens. But even when you do that, shaitan is always there, and he always wants you to not do that. So in order for us to keep ourselves on the track and not come into the bazi of shaitan, zikr is one of the weapons. That, you know, when thoughts are bothering you, you cannot do zikr khafi, you would start doing zikr loudly, zikr jali. So it's like Mawla has given an example that if you were to go out and if you will not have umbrella, you will get wet. But if you have umbrella and if you don't have raincoat, you will get wet. So you don't only need umbrella, you need the raincoat too. So you need both the things at the same time to protect yourself. So in other words, what we are saying, that if you were to do zikr and bandagi, that's probably umbrella. If you don't have the knowledge, meaning raincoat, you will get wet. So in order to be able to fight back with shaitan, it is important that we have both the weapons, meaning the knowledge as well as the zikr. How does zikr help us? Now, when we do regular zikr actually, in our religion, everything is alive. So the zikr. Every word is alive.
Yes.
Every word is alive. The way our peers have said, Sat Shabad hai Guru hamara. How can be Shabad, a word, be Guru? But when Mola gives a Shabd, a word from his Mukh Mubarak, when a moment practices regularly on that word comes to life as a human being. Like as like I'm seeing you, right? He comes in front of you. And then he's your Guru, he's alive. So every zikr, every name has his manifestation. Every zikr, every word has its manifestation. In order to get to that manifestation or each manifestation, you do zikr and you do zikr in such a way with such love and giryazari that each word come to life. What does it mean that the word comes to life? Each name of Mawla actually has an angel tied to it. When you regularly do a zikr, you bring that word to life. The angel of that ism becomes your buddy, becomes your friend. Then whatever you do in your worldly life, he's always there helping you. You're never alone. You're talking to him. Yes. So it is up to us to make one buddy, two buddy, three, or how many? So, if you take example of, let's say, Yali, it's one ism. But if you say, Allahu Maulana Ali, Allahu Maulana Ali, there are two ism. So there are two angels tied to this name. Or you say, Ya Hayyu, Ya Qayyum, Ya Zal Jalali wal Ikram. There are four ism. So there are four angels tied to it. So the person who practices in the beginning probably will start with one ism. When he finishes that ism, then he gets to the next ism, the next ism. Then there are more and more. So what happens when you get one angel? Angel meaning that angel have this characteristic of flying. Angels fly. They fly. Meaning they help us fly in spirituality. So it's like having an angel meaning having a wing. So when you complete your ism, you are having wings with you. The more the wings, the quicker you fly. So doing zikr and having those angels with us, they are always there to remind us. The way Shaitan is always there to distract us, these angels are always there to remind. But one has to work hard to bring these angels to life. Meaning that you do the zikr in quantity. There's a quantity for each ism. You do quantity as well as you do quality. What does quality mean? Quality means that you do the zikr with giryazari, with ishq. When you do with giryazari and ishq, and then you do in quantity, that ism, that name comes to life. And then he's buddy, he's with you, he's your subject, he works with you, works for you. So a person who has so many angels will not be distracted by one shaitan. Shaitan is one. But we are capable of having so many angels. So the mu'min with knowledge will understand how to work in such a way that not to be overpowered by shaitan. Right? So we in the beginning do forget to do tasbih, or it's hard to wake up in bandagi, or there are so many difficulties. But a mu'min who stays in remembrance with knowledge will have not one angel but several of angels with him, and that angels will protect him, will never let go astray. They are there to protect you. So shukr alhamdulillah that being in knowledge, with true knowledge, and to continue to seek true knowledge, go to the highest level of knowledge, the marifat, will give us the recognition of each manifestation. If each ism is a manifestation, then imagine knowing all the manifestation. What would be the example of it? Let's talk about an example. If we are sitting in heavens and we say, Mola Bapa, we have your didar now, Shukr Mola. How about let's look at Sultan Ahmad Shah? How would it be if he were to be in front of us? Then we would say, oh, how about Aka Ali Shah? How about Imam Zainul Abidin? If Imam Noor is one, but there are so many manifestations. It would be so much fun to see all the manifestations, to be able to talk to them, to be able to spend time with them. When you have so many manifestations, it's like in your heart, who do I love and how much I love? When a person feels so much love in his heart, in her heart, you know what happens? That person will always be in masti, ruhani masti, because he sees one manifestation, then he sees the other, then he sees the other. There is never end to it. It's so mesmerizing, it's so intoxicating that you stay in this remembrance and keep enjoying the didar of different manifestation. So that's the beauty of the zikr with knowledge. When you do that, it will not let you forget, it will not let you astray. And even if you make mistakes, you'll be reminded. Did you see you just made a mistake? You do what? Immediately say, Mola Bapa, I'm so sorry. An ignorant will never know he's made a mistake because there's no knowledge. There's no knowledge. But a knowledgeable mu'min will know if he made a mistake, he will quickly ask for forgiveness. Mola is so merciful. Mola has said in his Farman that he has forgiven even Yazid. Yazid who killed Imam, right? Who martyred, Mola. He has forgiven him. Would he not forgive us? But it matters how we are asking for forgiveness. We cannot do that we ask for forgiveness and go back and like turn our back and commit the same sin again. No, a knowledgeable mu'min knows that he has to be sincere, an honest person, right? So when you become very watchful of yourself, you become mindful how you are talking, how you are thinking, what you are doing, and you try your best not to commit sins, because your Mawla does not like a sinful moment. It's like an example of a house. If the house is dirty, that house will attract flies, mosquitoes. A moment's heart who is filled, if it is filled with all the worldly thoughts and sinful thoughts, Mawla will not come. And Mawla says that I do not like to live anywhere else but in moment's heart. So if a moment wants to have Mawla Bapa come and live in his heart, it has to be purified. It has to be purified. So doing this habit of this zikr and doing it in the right way, in the right quantity and with quality, what happens that you have your own angels supporting you, helping you. That moment is always walking in recognition. Shaitan cannot do anything for him. When Prophet Muhammad was sitting and all the companions, they asked him that, Prophet, do you not have your nafs or shaitan? What did you do to it? And you know what he says? That I have shaitan too, I have nafs too, but he has accepted Islam on my hands. How did he do it? So with knowledge we can know what he did. We have example of Salman Farsi. Salman Farsi would not have been smiley. I mean, he was not even Muslim. He was a Zoroastrian, right? Zoroastrian, Parsi. Yeah. And then he becomes Christian, and then he becomes Muslim. And imagine he becomes one, like elevates himself so much so that he is part of the Ahl Bayt, family of Prophet. So how did that happen? It is only happens when you seek the true knowledge and you follow in such a way that you become one with him during your lifetime. The key is during the lifetime. I do not want to be dead and then asal mein wasal. We want to be asal mein wasal during the lifetime. Jeeta ji kariya toj gada. In today's modern world, a lot of emphasis is given on becoming mindful. Mindful. And it is unfortunate that the Jamaat watches these Hindu channels Bhagat, and sometimes, I don't blame, because unfortunately we don't have access to the knowledge of our religion. Then it is hard, and if you are seeking something, you're craving so much, then whatever you get, you accept. But you know what Mola has said? The one who has never tasted mango will eat onion and will be happy. Onion is no comparison of mango. So it is the duty of each smiley moment to find where the true knowledge is. If we will not find the true knowledge, we will not know the difference of true knowledge and the Bhagat we are Hindu Bhagat we are listening to. So it is very important to seek true knowledge, to ask Mola that Mola help me, guide me to get to find true knowledge. Because there's a saying in Bible, if you seek, you shall find.
Yeah, you seek, you will
Fine. So the thing is that if we are happy listening to Bhagat, we will not go further. We got to be saying, I am unhappy, Mola Bapa. This is not what I want. I want more than this, but I'm so poor. I'm so poor, Mola Bapa, that I have no opportunity to learn because I have nowhere else to get ilm from. Can you help me find right people, right moments, right friends, so I can get the true knowledge? And if you're true in your giryazar, in your desire, in your ichha, it will happen in your lifetime. It will happen in your lifetime. Alhamdulillah, because He is merciful, Mawla. He is merciful.
But in Hinduism, no, what I see, even they tell about the truth only. But there some differences there, our philosophy and their philosophy. But actually some Hinduism, they give good knowledge. Just like ours, you can compare with what we have seen in our Gina and Parman, similar with their knowledge. But sometimes they may differ. But we have our own knowledge, then we compare and see what is right and wrong.
You're absolutely right. Not only Hindu, if you were to look into Jews, Christianity, you will find similarities. But the question is that, let's talk about Maula's Farman. Maula says that if you want to learn about your religion, you should not go to other religion people. You should seek knowledge from your own religious people, right? Smileys. And Maula says, like Sunni, Nasara, he gives example. You will not go out to learn. You have to learn from within you, because they will put doubts in your heart. Now, the similarities, all the religion of the world, even the one who are atheists, who do not believe in any religion, they will all say the same things about becoming a good human being.
Yes, good.
The good human being is good, but he is not going to get to salvation. And I'm not saying that, Maula is Farman, that a moment who does good deeds but does not reach to salvation or freedom, he's not getting where he's supposed to go to. તમે આખી જિંદગી સારા કામ કર્યા પણ આઝાદીને ન પહોંચ્યા તો શું વળ્યું? શું વળ્યું? Mola says, right? Meaning that if you became a good person, you did good deeds, if you never got to your salvation, then what did you do? What does it mean? If only to become a good person was enough, then a Hindu who is a good person should have reached Mola, should have been fana in Mola. A Jew who is a good person should be one with Mola. So that's where the similarity is. But we are seekers of the truth to the highest level. It is true to be a good person. It is true. But it's a very low level of truth. This truth is known by atheists too. So what if a Hindu person says become a good person, don't think bad about others? A Jew says that, a Christian says that, or Muslim says that. What's the difference? It's the same thing. Because good person is the most common knowledge for a human today. But that's not what we are seeking. So again, if we are listening to Hindu Bhagat, I don't want to criticize, but what I'm trying to say is that when in a classes an Ismaili comes in and when they talk about Hindu channels, what normally I say, very humbly I say, let me make you Muslim first. How about we become Musliman first? Because we are Shia, Imami, Ismaili Musliman. We need to become Muslim first. Yes, our Ginans have Hindu terms and terminology. You know why? Because the time when the Peers wrote those Ginan, converted those Ismailis who were Hindu, they needed to hear some familiar things to understand the concepts of Islam. But what Peers were teaching was about Prophet Muhammad, about Ali, about Quran. But today, if we don't pick up Quran and we keep listening to Bhagat, Hindu Bhagat, we will think of Gita, Rama, and whatnot, and will not read Quran. We will stay away from the truth. Why would Mawla? And there was another class in which I was challenged that Imam has said that Ram was Paigambar too, and I said yes, he was Paigambar too. How many years ago? Thousands and thousands and thousands years ago. And you know how many Paigambars are in our religion? 1,24,000. 1,24,000. Now think of this. Sultan Muhammad Shah tells us, think where Adam came from. Who sent you? A moment who is Sufi will hold on to this thought.
Yes.
Why Adam? Why didn't he say Ram, Krishna? Why didn't he say that? We need to ask ourselves. Because there is a reason. When Imam gives us farman, there is a wisdom behind it. If we are true Ismaili, if we are following Imam's farman to the teeth, we will have to look for Adam. We will not find Adam being talked about by any Hindu Bhagat.
No.
If we want to know about Adam, there is only one book, and that's Quran. You'll find him in Bible too, but Quran it talks about Adam. So what kind of Ismaili I am that I'm following the farman which I like, which are convenient, which are easier for me to follow, and I'm happy that I'm following his farmans. So very humbly again, if we are listening to Hindu channels, we are disobeying the farman of Maula Baba, unfortunately. And I don't blame, remember I said I don't blame because we are so sometimes poor that we don't have the true knowledge available to us. But do we not believe in miracles of Imam?
Yes.
If we do, then we got to pray that Maula Baba, help me, show me the way, the path, help me meet the right people and give me the right guidance, true knowledge, and leave it to him. It's the same farman like the way Maula said, if one knows the taste of mango will never touch onion.
Yes.
It's the same thing. The true knowledge if you will get from the Ismaili person will be greatly, hugely, there's no comparison. Onion, mango, there's no comparison. Right? We shouldn't even try to think of doing that. So, we are no more Hindus. If we are trying to understand Ginan also talks about, like I was reading Momin Chetamni, and it talks about Brahma and all the avatar and whatnot, but at the end he says Brahma is Prophet Muhammad, and that's what I'm trying to teach you. Brahma and Quran and Maula Ali. Think of this as a nur and think of this as your light, So if we will not get to the essence, Maula says, don't eat the peels of almond. Get to the magaz kha, essence, right? The essence was to get to the Prophet Muhammad. And the miracle of the Prophet Muhammad was Quran. So if we have not picked up Quran in our life, it's high time we should. We should. We need to read Quran. We need to understand Quran. And then if we were to relate our farmans to Quran and ginans to Quran, that would be wonderful. And that would increase our ishq. You know why? Because as an Ismaili, sometimes we think that Quran is not book for us. Quran is the book for non-Ismailis, Muslims. It is for Muslims. That's a misconception. It's a misconception because Prophet Muhammad hadith was that I am leaving for you two weighty things. One is my book, Quran, and other is my progeny. So being Ismaili, we have hold on to Imam, but we forgot the book. And the Muslims, what they did, they hold on to the book, but they left the progeny. Is there a difference between us and them?
Yes.
If we left the book, There is no difference.
No.
A true smiley would be the one who knows the book, which is Quran, and follows the Imam, who is the progeny from Prophet Muhammad, Maula Ali. Yeah, they are same family. So it is highly important that we understand the Farman in its true light and do not take Farman and its acceptance on the basis of convenience. It has to be conviction. Right? Maula says, if we follow our religion, follow his Farman on the basis of convenience, then we are not being honest with ourselves. Forget about anybody else. It's about ourselves. We are not being honest with ourselves. It has to be conviction. There is no dearth of knowledge. There is no limit of knowledge in our religion. There is so much knowledge. It's just that we haven't got to the right sources. We haven't asked for it with Giri Azari. We have not sought the truth with such humility and Giri Azari that it's hidden from us. But Alhamdulillah, Maula is very merciful. He is so great that even today, that we are sitting and trying to get true knowledge, inshallah ta'ala, we will be able to know a lot more than we ever knew before in true knowledge. Ameen. Please forgive me if